happy birthday.
Well, hello there. How'd you sneak in? Happy birthday to me. Thank you. It's a few days. I feel older now.
You don't look any older.
Well, that's because I got lots of lights on my face.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Thank you. Nice to hear your voice.
Yeah, good to hear. Good to see you.
Yes, as you.
For sure.
It's awesome. I can't wait to see some of you guys out in Indianapolis, right?
Woo!
You'll be there.
Yes.
All right, good.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, well, I'm going to get this thing going, so I'm going to mute you guys, and we're going to get rolling, all right?
Terrific.
All right. All right. So just give me a thumbs up if you guys are seeing my screen. All right. So welcome, everybody. My name is Kevin Messerschmidt, and I'm excited to be here. For those of you that don't know me, I've been in Lifevantage for quite a long time. I've actually been here now for just about 6 years, and I'm a Pro 6, and that came pretty quickly. But then after the Pro 6 thing happened, life happened, and a lot of things kind of took precedence for me. Divorces, businesses, building houses and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things that happened for me is that I found my way throughout this business and I became a coach. And so tonight I've been asked by Maria to come on and talk to you guys a little bit about something that you can do that might be holding you back. Like, what is the main thing that is holding you back and what can we do about it? So just give me 1 second here because I think I got the wrong presentation up. Let me just switch this off and grab the other one. There we go. Here we go. So what's holding you back? So I'm going to give you guys 3 things for 2018. As I said, I'm a strategic life coach, but I use a lot of different areas of your life to move you forward. Everything from your health, your finances. We look at pleasure, relationships, spirituality, and purpose. And tonight, we're kind of talking about both of those things. We got your health and we got some purpose stuff going on. All right, so the number one thing, I'm going to make this kind of quick, is I want you to take control of your thoughts. You know, they say that your greatest struggle in life is your greatest gift. And if that's true, then I've got a really great gift to give you guys, because one of my greatest struggles is controlling my thoughts. So if you're out there, just raise your hand if that's something that you have a hard time with. You know, things go wrong and I call it, with my clients, I call it disaster baiting. I hope I don't offend anybody, but I call it disaster baiting. In other words, when something's going to happen, you got a choice. It could either be all these great things that could happen right, or it could be all these things that are going to go wrong. Well, you always pick the things that are going to go wrong. That's called disaster baiting, right? Because that's no more true than all the things that could go right. Right, Mia? Right. So there's either one could be true, but you don't know. And so one of the first things that I work with my clients on is truly getting control of your thoughts. Now, I want to clarify this. This is not some happy, positive thinking BS. I know that a lot of people like to do that and they think about that, you know, like, oh, I'm going to think positive. I'm going to talk positive. I'm only going to think positive things. Something bad happens and you forget all about it, right? So the positive thinking thing doesn't necessarily always work. What we're talking about here is truly controlling the quality of your thoughts. So as an example, I have worked with a lot of Lifevantage distributors in the last year that have felt stuck in their business. And when we get down to it, the first things that we start to talk about are things that make them feel stuck and they're frustrated and they feel like their feet are rooted and nothing's happening, nothing's moving, and they get really sad, frustrated, and angry. When we start to talk about controlling your thoughts, though, you start to see things a little bit differently. As an example, last week I called 5 prospective clients and nobody was interested. I shared the ABC video 5 times and not one of them was interested. And so immediately they start feeling things like, oh, it must be me. I'm not good enough. Nobody likes me. They don't want to join my business. Why does everybody else out there get to succeed and I'm struggling? Oh, I'm just so frustrated. I don't even want to do this. Down to the actions. So now, because your thoughts are, nobody listened to me, your feelings are, I'm frustrated, your actions are, I'm going to take a break from this because I don't want to feel bad. And your results end up being 0, zilch, nothing. Anybody go through that? Head should be shaken up and down because I know everybody does, right? So if you were to control your thoughts, your business would change like this. Because I am so grateful that I actually talked to 5 people and I shared the video 5 times. I was successful in getting 5 people to watch ABC Primetime. I was successful in learning what I did right in that conversation, as well as what I did wrong. And now I do know that these 5 people, they just weren't ready for what I have now. But I'm excited to find the one that is. So I'm going to go out and keep my actions positive because somebody's waiting for me. And the results are that you pick up the phone, make the next conversation, pick up the next text, whatever you got to do, and you continue to work towards your goal. And by doing so, because you change the way you thought, your feelings, your actions, and your results are going to completely change. Does that make sense? So again, it's not some positive thinking thing. It's absolutely true. Here would be another example. How about if you woke up in the morning and you and your loved one got in a fight? All right? I'm going to use a real life example because this is kind of a fun one. So I have a couple that I'm working with, and the wife went to church looking really good. And the husband goes to church, and he was pretty excited about getting home and spending some quality time with his wife because their grandchild wasn't going to be home for the day. So they got home, and he was like, wow, you know, this is some good time for me and the wife. And the wife, you know what she does? She's like, get away from me. I'm busy right now. I got to hurry up. People are going to be over here in a half hour. And so she thought, well, this guy just wanted what he wanted, right? What he really thought is, oh my gosh, let me just digress. So she gets frustrated, and at the end of the day, the two of them have this bad day. She's thinking that all he wants is a little romping, with his wife, and she's not feeling very fulfilled. Well, on the flip side, he's thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful because I have this incredibly gorgeous woman that I want to be with, and I got these few minutes, and she's always told me to hurry up and just get things over because the kids are here. And so they have completely 2 different ideas about what's going on. When I walk through this thoughts, feelings, actions, results, at the end of their day, their thoughts that they each had about each other created feelings of frustration, anger, and anxiety. Their actions were that they took it out on each other all day long and had a really bad Sunday as a result. When we went back through the same exact scenario, their thoughts created absolutely new feelings. And within these new feelings that they created, their actions were one of support and seeing each other's opinion. And the results were that they actually laughed about their situation and moved forward. So you guys, that's kind of an abstract to what we're talking about tonight, but you can place yourself in any of these situations and you can see how you think about it is creating what you're feeling, ultimately your actions and the results that you get, right? So control your thoughts. It's absolutely imperative. The quality of your thoughts is going to equal the quality of your life, 100%. The second thing that you can do this year that can change everything for you is something called gratitude. If you have ever worked with me, the first thing that I'll ask you is if you keep a gratitude journal. It's not something that I preach to people and don't do. It's something I do. I have my own little gratitude journal, and I bought a really nice leather bounded one so I can keep it in there. The great thing about gratitude is it changes your state of mind. It's absolutely not possible for you to be angry, anxious, sad, frustrated, stressed, or grateful at the same time. It's impossible. So if you get off that phone call and that client, and you're just like, wow, they weren't even hearing what I said. They didn't get it. I really have my hopes up on this person. You guys change it and find your gratitude in the moment. You know, be grateful that you talked to the person. Be grateful that that person listened to what you were talking about for the day. And be grateful that you can cross them off your list and move to the next one, or follow up with them when the time is convenient. Okay? So gratitude changes your state. Now here's the fun one. When you give gratitude, it actually releases dopamine into your brain when you feel grateful. And so it actually acts as a sort of an antidepressant. So if you're feeling down, I challenge you to give gratitude and see how uplifted you become by doing it. Gratitude can change your whole day. Now here's the challenge. You ready? Oops. The challenge is something called tough gratitude. And maybe you've heard of this and maybe you haven't. This is a guy by the name of James Altrager that I heard this from. He's a very famous, well-off person that's all over YouTube. He's a YouTube personality. What he described with tough gratitude is finding the gratitude in the worst situation. So, as an example, you're driving down the road, you're at the stoplight, and some idiot behind you that's texting rear ends your car. And everybody's okay, but your car is totaled. Now, that'd be real easy to be upset about that for months on end, wouldn't it? Your car is totaled, you're frustrated. What's the tough gratitude in that, you guys? A, nobody was hurt, right? B, maybe your car already had a few scratches and now you're going to get a new car, right? You're going to get something that doesn't have those scratches. And there's probably a list that would go on and on that you could find about that tough gratitude. Maybe it's your kid gets in trouble at school and gets kicked out for the day. Now that would change everybody's attitude for the whole week, right? But not if you find the tough gratitude in it. Maybe it's, hey, I've got a kid. The kid's healthy. They just got a lot of energy and they're getting kicked out. So find that tough gratitude in every situation that's frustrating you and watch how that will absolutely change your life in 2018. I tell you this not because I've read it in a book. I tell you to do these things, guys, because I've done it and it has completely changed my life. So if you want to learn how to move forward in your life, in your business, whatever it is, learning to control your thoughts by the quality that you're putting in there and giving gratitude to the worst of the situations you're in will be two of the greatest things you can do to move you forward. The last thing I'm going to speak on before I bring Tina in is something called getting inspired. I can tell you every single person that is stuck. This isn't one or two people. This is every single person I've talked to that is stuck, whether it be in their relationships, in their purpose in their business, whether it's in their spirituality, whatever it is that they're stuck in, it's because they lack inspiration. They, you know, in Lifevantage, you guys, we like to call it the why. I call it inspiration. When you're not if you're not inspired, if you're not mentally stimulated by something, it just doesn't move forward. And let me use this example that I've got from Darren Hardy's book called The Compound Effect to illustrate what inspiration really means. So if you were standing on the ground and I laid a plank, maybe a 50-foot plank on the ground, and on one end of the plank, I put a bag of money, and I asked you to walk across the plank to grab your bag of money, who would do it? Everybody, right? Everybody. Why wouldn't you walk across the plank on the ground? Let's change it. So now I'm going to put the plank on the top of 2 5-story buildings. So in order to get your bag of money, you got to walk across the 2-foot wide plank 50 feet to the bag of money. Being honest, how many people are going to do that now? The number just drastically reduced, didn't it? Kathy, you're sitting there shaking your head. You're like, well, maybe I would. Most people are going to think it just like you. They're going to be like, yeah, maybe I will, maybe I won't. However, what if that building is now on fire and your granddaughter, your child is on that side of the building? Who's walking that plank? Every single one of us is going to walk that plank, right? And we're going to do it because we have a different purpose. We have a different why. We're inspired by something bigger than ourselves, right? And so here's what I've come up with based on the clients that I've worked with. Without inspiration, obstacles become excuses. Without inspiration, obstacles become excuses. It's, you know what? Nobody is, I can't get anybody to buy our products because I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't get anybody to buy our products because they're no good. I can't get anybody to buy our products because our presentation's too long. Our video is too old. Anybody else? I mean, you know what I'm going with, right? You've got your own. You got your crutches that we use in this business. They just go on and on and on. However, when you're inspired by what you're doing, and you've all had that moment of genius, haven't you? Where it's like, this is easy. This business is easy because something's propelling you forward. Maybe it's you need to make money this month and the money's coming and the bills are coming. You got to make the money. Maybe it's because you just help somebody with our products and it's completely changed their life. And I see you guys on the different groups and forums. I never hear people talking about, oh my God, I got paid $10,000 this month. I hear people going, oh my gosh, my client just had an amazing breakthrough with Protandem. And because of this, now their diabetes is doing blank, right? That's what inspires a lot of you. So if you're not sure what it is that inspires you, if you're not sure what your why is, if you want to get down deep and you feel stuck, and if you can handle the truth, I'm going to offer you guys something. But you have to be able to handle the truth. Because I'm not nice sometimes, right, Mia? I'm not, but I'm truthful. Okay? I'm going to offer you guys at the end of this something special. So hang in here with me. Because right now we're looking at your plan for 2018. And I'm going to wrap this up. Your plan for 2018 right now looks like this. You made your goals. You're like, I'm going to start here in January, and it's going to be a wonderful year for me. And at the end of the year, I'm going to be Pro 10. Woohoo! Right? That's what we're all thinking. Or put in whatever pro number you're looking at. Here's the reality. It's never going to be as easy as you hoped. There are going to be obstacles in your way. There's going to be things that confuse you and slow down your progress. You may feel as though you need a new tool or a resource, but you got to keep going in those moments. You can't get stressed out when things are out of your control. When things get out of your control, just keep going. You got to stay focused when the end is in sight. Have you ever had some success and you feel so good you start to coast? That's the time when you got to stay focused the most. And then always remember, the worst resistance is right here, just before the end. Most often, the journey is your reward, not the destination. Quit thinking about Pro 7, Pro 8, Pro 10, and enjoy where you are right now. Enjoy sharing the product with somebody and changing their life, helping them sleep better, helping them feel better, have more energy, show up for themselves, love themselves, hug themselves. That's the reward in this quest. If you start finding the little carrots along the path, the journey is going to be a lot more rewarding, a lot more fulfilling, and a lot more fun. So with that said, My gift to everybody that wants it is if you just simply text me the message, free 120, free 120, I'm going to give anybody that wants it a 2-hour coaching session. If you feel stuck, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what your inspiration or your why is, take me up on it, you guys. It's free. All you got to do is text me, free 120. We'll set it up, and we'll get you in there, and we'll dig deep. It might be painful. It might be hard to hear, but it will move you forward, and I can promise you that. It will move you forward. So if that's something that you guys want, you just let me know. All right, so moving on. I am so excited to introduce one of my favorite people in Lifevantage to you. This woman is such a light. She is awesome. When she gets around you, you know that there's this incredible energy in the room of somebody that loves people. She loves on you. I only have met her a few times in my life, but we text and she'll call, and she's always supportive and uplifting. And she is a true inspiration. She is a cancer survivor for over 22 years. She had ovarian cancer 22 years ago, and she's going to share that story with you guys tonight. In addition, look at her weight loss story and what she's done to love herself and take herself and transform where she once was to this powerful woman that she is today. She's always been powerful. She just had to release that power within herself. You know, she's been an entrepreneur, a wife, a mother, and now she manages a professional trades testing center where she actually is in charge of certifying medical professionals like doctors and nurses and teachers and stockbrokers and trades workers around the country. So you guys, without further ado, I got to figure out how I'm going to bring Tina into the call. So let me just find if I can unmute her quickly, and we'll bring her on. So Tina. It's been a while since I did this, so you have to help me out.
I'm on.
There you are. Hi,
Thank
girl.
you. Thank you.
You look
Hi, how you do?
beautiful.
Free 120. Okay, is that what it is? Because I'm 120. I'm first on the list. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kev, so much of what you said ties into this weight journey that I've been on, and it's the right mindset. And let me tell you, I was ready for this when it finally got launched. I'm Tina Arend. I'm from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Pro 6 also, like Kevin. And I've been loving these products and this business opportunity for 7 years. And it's been a game changer for me in so many ways. I want to talk to you about physique, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention all of the other products that I'm on that also have been part of my journey and definitely aided in the weight loss arena. I waited patiently because probably about 3 years into the business, our company was teasing us that they were going to get into weight management. And I was like, oh, gung-ho, and ready for it. As you can see my large picture on the screen there, let me tell you, this girl was ready and chomping at the bit. But it was a couple years in coming. It took a little bit to develop, and I kept getting bigger and bigger. And finally it came, and I remember right prior to that, turning to my sister Katie at a meeting, I said, you know what? I got to be the poster child for this product line. I am going to be the walking billboard. And I'm proud to tell you, I feel like I have. This isn't the first time I've lost weight in my life. I've been the yo-yo queen always. I've done it all, you guys. I've done everything from Weight Watchers to the protein diet. That one, I felt so deprived that I fantasized about everything I wasn't eating. And as quick as I, quit following it, more weight than the 50 I'd lost came back on. I did the cabbage soup diet, the hot dog diet, you name it. I probably would tell you my negative body image started in high school at a time when, honestly, I wasn't that big. I loved to weigh what I weighed then. But it was just one of those things I think that girls can get swept up into, and so trying to lose when you really didn't need to probably didn't help much, because then more weight would compound. Physique, love the name, genius, physique with an IQ on the end has changed my physique. And I'll be ever grateful to Lifevantage for continuing to put out these quality products that really do make a difference in people's lives. My journey with the product was with Nerf 2 activator. Kevin mentioned ovarian cancer survivor. You will get osteoporosis at some point in time when they remove your ovaries. I was 37 years old at the time when they came out, and it was inevitable. In fact, in the oncologist's office, they carry the bone density scanners. They know you're going to get it. I was prescribed 4 pharmaceuticals over the period of 20 years. So thankful I listened to my mother. Less drugs, better health. That was her mantra. And so I refused to take them, frustrated my doctor, but I believe 3 out of the 4 were recalled by FDA. So I'm glad I trusted my instincts and didn't get on them. This product has reversed osteoporosis in such an incredible way. Kevin mentioned I board certify, I manage a testing center. Well, we do DEXA scanner people. I had one in last week, and I told her my information. Literally, their mouths fall open. And because of the amount of recovery is so incredible. Honestly, I'm not even taking calcium. All I did different was take this product. And in fact, it recovered when I was the heavy girl, not the girl that's now embracing the gym. So it was really before exercise too. Incredible. Cholesterol, sky high, came down to normal range. Did take 4 years. I would tell anybody that's waiting for results on things that you've got going on, it's not going to happen overnight, because you know what? You didn't get this way overnight. So hang tight. For me, again, amazing. It was when I was the heaviest in my life that my cholesterol comes down. I was the eating machine. I find that incredible. So Nerf 2 is incredible with what it does for all of us. And it seems to pinpoint what your biggest issue is. And for me, obviously, it was bone density, and goes like a rocket to, what it needs to fix, what fire it needs to put out first. And then it will go back. And for me, it went back and did a little bit of work on my cholesterol. Nerf 1, hold the phone. It was game changer. One of the things that I learned, and I find this so interesting, it was delivered by Ryan Goodwin in October at Orlando, he was talking about Nerf 1 and about the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cells. And he said for women, the most concentrated area of mitochondria is in your ovaries. And I sat there and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, they took my ovaries out. And it was such an aha moment for me as to why myself, along with every other woman I've known who's had a hysterectomy, who lost her ovaries, usually complains that they have no zip and that they get heavy. And it was, amazing to me that day 4 on Nerf 1, it was as if I had a cord coming out of my side of my hip plugged into a light socket. I had more energy than I had felt in decades. And I found myself, the girl that hates early mornings, hates exercise, out in the bike trails at 7 in the morning, looking around going, I don't know what I'm doing out here, but I got to move. And it was incredible. 2016 was the year of the weight loss, and it was 57 pounds, 40 inches. I went from size 22 to a 12, and it happened in 9 months. I exercised somewhat, but 2017 is when I embraced the gym. I'm going to tell you, in my heart of hearts, I believe I would not be able to be doing what I'm doing at the gym if it wasn't for Nerf 1. It is an incredible product. Axio, don't anybody think they're taking my Axio away. For those of you on the line and those who are not on the line that are drinking pop, I'm gonna bust you right now. I don't care if it's diet pop or if it's the full strength stuff. Diet's worse than not, and it actually makes you heavier. I think there was a study once about diet pop making you heavier. A lot of sodium packed into it. I would tell you to embrace Axio as an opportunity or an option instead. I live and die for it. I was a 40-year addicted coffee drinker. I don't drink it anymore. I would drink 4 to 5 cups. I'm kind of a jazzed up girl. By the time I had my 3rd cup, you really didn't want to be around me, And so for me, Axio, that calm energy, I now get 1 caffeinated drink per day, and then I merge into the decafs, and I love that stuff. I'm still sucking on one right now, 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. It's phenomenal. Calm energy. Please get off the pop. For me, I'm not a drinker. I haven't drank for 15 years. Again, in the weight loss arena, I cannot help but address what I was like when I drank, because empty calories, drank too much, and also the discipline went out the door because it's just what it does to your brain. But it was worse the next day or two because I didn't feel that well, and I would eat my way through the house trying to find the next thing I put in my mouth was going to make me feel better. I'm not against drinking. I can be around anybody who drinks. It wasn't an issue for me other than the fact that I think it attributed to my weight being too heavy while I was a drinking person. Skincare. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna move back a little further. I'm gonna be 60 in July. I'm telling you, that stuff is phenomenal. The Nerf 1 and Nerf 2, anti-aging pathways that we naturally have in our body. And that's what's in our product is the Nerf 2 pathway. And each one of those 4 components, you're putting on the best possible thing you could on the planet on your face because it's truly an anti-aging pathway. It's incredible. Omega-3, our new product, has omega-7 in it, which is actually kind of like an appetite suppressant. I take mine at about 3 in the afternoon because if I'm going to get into trouble, that's kind of my trouble zone. And so that's when I drop my 3 pills of the omega. Just an idea for you. As far as the physique line is concerned, and I use the MicroLift serum. I know that has mixed reviews out there, but I'm telling you, I just put on my 2nd shot today for the puffiness under the eyes. I love that stuff. Now shifting into physique. Physique, again, has changed my life, starting with the shake. One of the best pieces of advice that I got about physique early on before we actually started was from one of our dietitians, our local dietitians, Nikki Elsey. She was employed by one of the heart hospitals here in Sioux Falls. She's retired herself from this business at the tender age of 38 and now is full-time doing Lifevantage network marketing. She shared with us that she recommended to do the shake for breakfast. And she said, it's not a meal replacement in itself. There isn't enough in it to make it that way. So I want you to make it that way by adding additional things like oatmeal, like nuts, like almond butter or peanut butter, and beefing up the protein end of it. This was huge for me. She said breakfast is the most important meal, and either we skip it or the ones that we're grabbing something from the fast food places are horrible. They're too much carbs, too much fat. And so that was a good piece of advice for me. That is my breakfast every morning. My shake is about 400 calories. I freeze it. I make 4. In fact, last week I make 8 at a time. If I'm going to screw up my blender, I'm going to do it once, right? And so I go ahead and make anywhere from 4 to 8 shakes. I freeze them. I do chopped ice with mine. It's seriously like a Dairy Queen malt. I take it to work. And by the time I get everything rolling at work, it's ready to spoon in my mouth. I'm not spilling it in my car because it's frozen. It's a phenomenal shake. Our shakes have casein and whey in there. Casein or whey makes you feel full. Casein makes you feel full longer. Moving on to the probiotic and its importance. We have an incredible probiotic. I was never on one before. I love what it's done for me. Something that happens in our family is we tend, as we age, to get irritable bowel. Boom, that's totally corrected itself for me now with the probiotic. It has a time to release mechanism. Cool thing is it does not break down in your stomach, and you don't want it to break down in stomach acids. You want it to get out of there and make it into the large intestines. And about 60% of our product actually escapes the stomach and makes it to where it needs. I would say competitors are looking at about 5% ever make it out of the stomach. Probiotic is important because it takes care of the food you're eating presently so that it doesn't end up as fat on your body. It helps metabolize the fats and sugars quicker and the carbs so that it's not ending up as fat on your body. It's an important part of this weight journey. And even if you don't have a weight issue, you need to be on a probiotic, and a good one. This one's the best. The fat burner. Oh my. I kept looking in the mirror for the first 4 months of my journey. Was pretty significant. Literally wiping the mirror down as I looked in and watched myself melt. And the only thing I can tell you was like the Wizard of Oz witch that got the water thrown on her, and she just kept melting. I seriously saw myself do this before my eyes. It was incredible. The fat burner not only is a great product in that it makes you look better, it's actually going after visceral fat. And if you haven't ever Googled visceral fat, please do it. The pictures are nasty. It's yellow. It wraps around your heart. It wraps around your organs, strangling them. And this product not only helps you be thinner, look better, but it's actually helping your health too by eliminating visceral fat. It's huge. I will tell you that the cleanse was a product that I don't really use it the way it's intended to, although it's on my New Year's resolution, is to do an actual 1 week cleanse. It wasn't available at the time the products were released. It's what I love about Lifevantage. They weren't satisfied with it. They're not going to send out anything that's half-baked, you know? So they continued to perfect it. And it was released about 2 months after I was on a roll. And I think I had about 30 pounds off. And I thought, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. I love this. So I decided to do 2 pills a day, and it helps me keep regular that way. But doing it the way with a 1 week purge is an excellent idea, and something that I'm going to entertain doing for myself. Embrace this. Kevin talked about mindset. You have to be in the right mindset when you're on a weight management journey. And I know I think the whole grateful thing, Kevin, I absolutely love it. Bob Proctor, one day I would love to share that story about Bob Proctor haunting me, because he did. And then he shows up on the stage at Lifevantage after I had watched the movie The Secret. I've been working on that. It's a practice. It's kind of like yoga. You have to practice that grateful thing. And I don't necessarily journal in the journal like Kevin recommended, but I do it mentally as I'm driving to work. And thank you for my house. Thank you for my car. You know, there's so much, and especially in America, that we have to be grateful for. Always high on my list is Lifevantage. Thank you, Lifevantage, because you have changed. It's helping me to be the best Tina I can be. And best stated, our products help you be the best version of yourself, and generally a much younger version. So thank you so much for hearing me out. And Kevin, I love you.
I love you too. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Tina. And everybody that's here, I know we ran a little bit over, but just give me one more second. I just want to touch on events, because Indianapolis is coming up. And it's so important, these events. When we talk about mindset and some of the stories, like Tina just talked about her own personal story, you hear these things at these events more than you do, you know, in these 30 minutes when you're basically on one end of the phone and we're on the other. We're trying to jam all this stuff into like a little box really quickly, and it's hard to do. But when you get out to these events, you can have a conversation with Tina, and you can pick her brain, and you can have a conversation with so many other people that have their own stories that they love to share. And when you're feeling down, you can listen to those stories, and you can pull those up for inspiration as well. So I highly recommend to get out there so that you can do a couple things. Number one, you're going to stretch the possibilities. You can see what's possible for you by seeing how it's worked for other people. Okay. Another thing is you can stretch your vision. You're going to be able to see this bigger picture of what Lifevantage is about, and maybe your role in it. And so I think that's a really important part. So you can see more possibilities, you can stretch your vision. And then I think the most important thing for me is when you go to the events, you get to be around people that are a lot like you. There's not a lot of people like me. I'm a little bit weird and a little bit crazy and cheesy, but you know what? I get to be around people that are smarter than me, which helps move me forward. And so I recommend it to you too. If the people in your life aren't supporting you and lifting you up and taking you where you want to go to this event and just see what it's like for you to be around people that are there to support, love, and help you get what you want out of life. So again, I just wanted to thank everybody for your time. I'm sorry that we ran over. I'm sorry that I gave you a sex story. I probably should have left that out of the equation for the night. My bad, but I was excited to share it, and I wish I could have went a little more graphic, and I kind of put my foot in my mouth, but it's okay. Anyway, guys, your family, we all love each other. And hey, just so you know, if you want to take me up on that free 120, I should have told you, on your text, put your name on there, and I'll get back to you in the next 24 hours, and we'll set up our time for your 2-hour session. All right? So thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Happy birthday. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Tina.
Thanks, Kev.
Bye.